everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show, I have a very awesome guest. Sorry, my thing fell. There we go. I have a very awesome guest, and her name is Zamani Wilder, and she stars in a movie called Bottoms, and she's also in a bunch of television shows. And we're going to talk to her all about her life as an actress. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Room, and my interview with Zamani will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Room, and as always, welcome to my nightmare. So stay tuned. All right, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to speak to you today.
Thank you, thank you. So the first I want to start, I always start out with like a typical question is like, is what drew you to want to act? Like, when did your passion start?
Cool. Okay. So I was a pageant baby. So
Oh,
I was
wow.
always in the spotlight, and I always did like plays in church, and my grandma would always try to
Nice.
get me in some type of like curricular activity, keep me busy when she was watching me. And I think my first outlook on me wanting to start acting is that I actually went to a play at the Alliance Theater, which is a really big theater here in Atlanta.
Hmm.
And it was it was a bunch of kids my age doing like one of my favorite movies, Lion King. And I just
Nice.
remember getting up like in the middle of the hallway or like the walkway and like dancing with them. And my grandma was like, "You got to sit down." And I'm like, "No, I want to be on stage with them." And then from there, I started finding myself watching movies like crazy. I loved dolls when I was younger, so I used to like
Yeah.
reenact every movie I watched back in dolls. I found myself like watching High School Musical and singing along with them, acting like I was in the ensemble with them. And I think from there it just decided to gravitate, and it started to get bigger and bigger. And eventually people started telling my mom like, you need to get her into acting. Like she's different. I used to wear like socks on my hand. I used to cut up my clothes. And I always thought that like there was not a group of kids that were just like me. And then I got into acting and I realized it's a whole community,
Oh,
and we're
yeah.
all weird, but it works. I love it. So that's really my entrance to acting, and it hasn't stopped since. I'm still here. So
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
thank
What what kind of plays do you like to watch?
Oh, okay. So I'm a musical. I love musical theater. I started actually doing like local musical theater companies. So
Hmm.
we did like Hairspray, and we did
Oh,
like
yeah.
Zombie Prom and all of those. I like to sing, I like to dance. I used to call myself a triple threat. So I love musicals. I love Hairspray. I like Lion King. I like The Color Purple when it was
Yes.
on Broadway, and now the movie amazing. And I
Yeah.
love that
Yeah.
actually movies are starting to be the musical movies are starting to get more popular now. I feel like we had it back when Hairspray was out, but I feel like movies like Little Mermaid and Color Purple and all these other new movies that are coming out with the music and stuff, I feel like they're starting to take over again, and I am living for it.
I think don't aren't they making an actual film now out of Wicked, like the play?
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. And then they did the Grease series. I have a friend who was on that, and it was the
Okay.
musical. So they're doing it. They're doing the thing. I'm trying to get a piece of that.
Hey, definitely, definitely you should. What the was your first role in like film and television? Was it What I Did Last Summer? Was that like your first introduction to like film?
Yeah, it was. It was a independent film, and we end up going to, film festivals and doing that. And then I think from there I started to get a feel of what the camera was, because I
Okay.
was such like a big kid. Like everything about me was big and extra and loud. And it works for like Disney and Nickelodeon, but once you get to like the real nitty-gritty of like drama and stuff, you're like, okay, you got to take it down a notch. You're a little too high. You got to drop it down a few notches. And I think when I did what I did last summer, it kind of showed me, okay, there's different levels and there's different layers to acting. Like it's
Mhm.
not just you're reading lines off of a script. Like you're actually putting yourself in that predicament, and you're relaying a message and a story to somebody. And it's very technical. And I think that what I did last summer did introduce me to that. But I did Ant-Man very small role, but it showed me a whole nother world of acting I didn't even know exists. And
Yeah.
being blessed enough to even be on a Marvel movie at my
I
age
know.
was amazing.
Oh my
Being
God,
around celebrities
yes.
was amazing. So yeah, it did. But I also think like every time I booked something, each of those films or each of those shows showed me something different that I wasn't aware of when I was just
Mhm.
thrown into it, you know? So yeah.
Like that's so great that like to be part of something as big as Ant-Man and just to be on set for that and be around that movie is huge. Like that whole universe is like huge, and that must have been
Yeah,
such an incredible experience, like to actually say that you're part of that universe.
right.
Nice. And you actually you wrote and starred in a short,
Mhm.
flub flub flubbery road, and by writing that and also starring it, like do you ever want to start writing again? Like would you be is that something you want to do too besides acting?
Definitely. I've actually been writing. I
Okay,
think
okay.
my biggest thing is that I always want to separate like my acting outlook or my acting brain from my writer's brain.
Of
And
course, yeah.
it's sometimes it's bittersweet. It's a hit or miss because with me now it's like I watch movies and I'm like brainstorming or I'm like continuity, you know, like, and I think that's now all actors get like we struggle with a lot, but I definitely would like to start, you know, producing some things. I definitely want to start, you know, writing more. I want to start making some, you know,
Oh,
work
nice.
and putting it out there because I feel like us actors all the time we want to like wait on somebody else to give us the job, but it's like you can give yourself that character that nobody has ever seen you play. Like I want to be a superhero one day. And if I don't book a superhero role right now, it's not like I can't film a superhero role
Oh
and have
yeah,
some
exactly.
type of, you know, footage to show you like I can be like Catwoman or you know whoever else. So I definitely want to start implicating more time into my writing, and I want to start putting some, you know, footage and some work out there and showing you guys that I can write too. So yeah, I love writing and I'm definitely still doing it. I just have to jump over that pedestal like, okay, Zamani, it's okay to not be in front of the camera. Put this work out there. Let's give your friends a chance to showcase some characters that they've never played before and things
Yeah.
like that. So yeah.
Well, I mean, you could still write and actually star in
Yeah, that too.
the same film or show that you're writing. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's true. It's true. It's true. I'm the same. And then it's like I'm gonna want to write. I'm gonna want to produce, direct, all of that. I'm like, okay, Zamani, we see you.
Hey, you'll be doing everything for the film. You'll be running around like crazy.
I
The
know.
writer, the
Crew,
director, the producer, the lead
cameraman, all of that.
cameraman. And then they'll be like, why are you so tired at the end of the day? I did this and that and this and that.
Just the end credits are gonna be Zamani Wilder. Zamani Wilder. Zamani.
Exactly. It's gonna be your name straight down.
Exactly.
And, and you were also part of a horror film, a Blumhouse horror film.
Mhm.
And how was it like the film in New Orleans? Like I never been there. That's somewhere I always want to go, and I heard the food out there is incredible.
Amazing. The food is. I'm actually going out there for Mardi Gras.
Oh,
So yeah, it's
yo,
gonna be
I always
fun.
wanted to do that. Yes,
Have to. You have to. Life is still young. Do it.
I
Like
know.
on a whim, do it. I promise it's the best thing in the world. But filming American Refugee was definitely a it was an amazing experience. That's one thing I want to say. And being able to film in a state like New Orleans was awesome because not only did me and my castmates get to go out and try the food and do
Yeah.
and like Erica Alexander literally would pick me up and we'll go shopping every day. And I'm like, we spending the check before we even get it. But it was fun because we got to see the tradition of New Orleans. I feel like people always think, you know, New Orleans is just like one town of like Bourbon Street and
Well,
drinking
yeah,
stuff like
exactly.
that. But there's other like parts of New Orleans that are so cultural and so beautiful. We got to film in like the country part of it. It was amazing.
Oh, wow.
All types of things. And then I was blessed enough to go back for Bottoms, which we filmed in New Orleans
Yes.
as well. So I think New Orleans is my second home. I booked one more thing there. I'm just gonna buy a house. I feel like that's the universe telling me let's get it together. But I love New Orleans. It's amazing. My boyfriend's from there, so now I get to go there like all the time and try the
Wow.
food. And his mom can cook down, and it was
Oh.
an amazing experience. And we end up going on like a ghost tour
Oh
during
my God, yes.
because we're like we got to get it. But the thing is, American wasn't even like a horror movie. Like it was more thriller. It wasn't like
Yeah.
paranormal activity. So
Well,
when I
yeah,
got
yeah.
it, yeah, when I got it, I was like, okay, Zamani, you don't have to, like you don't have to take any like psychology classes or anything like that. Like y'all are literally living what's going on in the world right now. But it was just fun for us to like go do those spooky things and go like be in like the Blumhouse aura of like let's just go with
Yes.
scary stuff. And it was just amazing. It was good meeting the cast. It was good meeting the director Ali. He's fucking amazing. Excuse my language.
Oh, no, no,
And
no, no, that's fine.
it was really good. I'm sorry, but it was really fun being able to experience a state while also doing something that I love, and that's
Oh,
really what
wow.
it's about.
Oh man, yo, that like it makes me want to go there even more now hearing
Have
all
to, you have to catch me at Mardi Gras. We'll hang out. We'll hang out.
okay. And what did you like about playing Zoe in the horror film? Oh,
I,
the thriller film.
both, because it was still scary. There was some things in there that like people were like, I was scared, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, jump scare. But no, I loved playing Zoe. One because she was very relatable. I was a teenage girl once. I know you probably
Yeah.
can't believe it, but I was a teenage girl once, and I felt like Zoe was not only relatable to me, but she was relatable to a lot of teenage girls out there that felt like they're not seen or they're not understood. And I think a lot of we go through that as teenagers in general because we're trying to find ourselves and we're trying to figure out who we are, and sometimes we feel like the world is against us. But I also think her being so mature at her age to not only look after her little brother but also to kind of try to fix what was going on with her parents and
Mhm.
allow them to like understand, like, I see what's going on, you don't have to hide it from me, like we're in a part of our life where we all have to work together, like the
Yeah.
world, the economy is foul, we got to leave our house, like we don't have an everyday normal life anymore. So I enjoyed being able to showcase the mindset of other teenage girls out there and showcase that like it's okay to speak up for yourself, it's okay to let your parents know like I'm not comfortable with this right now.
Mhm.
And it was also like just pretty cool being able to live under a bunker, like under the ground. And we actually filmed like they made an actual like bunker, so it was really cool.
Oh,
It was
wow.
really awesome. And I just said I enjoyed it. I feel like one thing about acting that stands out to me is that you're not just relaying a character that's off the page. You're showcasing yourself in those events, even if you've never, been in those events before. If you've never,
Yeah.
say like been in a fire, but you think to yourself, what would I do if I was in a fire?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what makes it believable. That's what makes it relatable. That's what makes it real. And I love that about acting because I get to put myself in different scenarios that I possibly never have done before in life. But now that I've acted it out, I'm prepared for it,
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
one of
That's
those
yeah.
things.
Well, one of your co-stars in the film, Vince Mattis, like I actually had him on the show probably two or three times already.
I love it. I love it. That's my baby.
Yeah. And another big film that you were in, Bottoms, and it's a funny twist about the Fight Club.
Yeah.
So for anyone who don't know about it, can you tell us about the film and about Annie?
So Bottoms, like you said, it's a twist on the Fight Club with a bunch of girls, all from different standpoints of life, all from different types of families. Annie, in particular, was a Catholic schoolgirl, very by the rule book, very I do things like this. I plan out my life from morning to night. I do all of that. But what I also loved is that during the movie, we got to see all of these girls and guys, including Marshawn Lynch, in different lights of their light. We didn't just get to see them as like, okay, so they're the nobodies and then they're the
Yeah.
popular girls. We got to see their actual emotions and like how they felt about certain situations. So I loved it. Although the motive to create the Fight Club wasn't the best in the beginning, it brought a bunch of different people from different categories in a high school together, and we became a family and we became
Mm.
friends, and we end up saving the day and killing people and other stuff like that. But we did it together, and I think that's the whole point. We did it together, not separately.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I don't want to give. I feel like everybody has seen it, but I don't want to give
Oh
too much.
yeah.
You gotta go watch it. But it's a very funny movie. A lot of plot twists, a lot of cliffhangers, a lot of wait a minute, what just happened? I'm so confused, but it's funny. I think everybody would love Bottoms. I really do, and I think that Bottoms it helps a lot of people, especially of the LGBTQ community, to know
Yeah.
that you're important, and you're this is for you. Like this, we did this for you, and we love you guys, and don't ever feel like the world is against you, because if it wasn't for you guys, people wouldn't be confident to come out for who they are. People wouldn't feel like they have to hide themselves from the world. So I think Bottoms has a lot of different stories and morals, and a lot of different things that a lot of people can take from that, no matter who you are or what you believe in. I just think so. It's a really fun movie, and
It
it's a breath
is.
of fresh air. I feel like for a long time, movies like Superbad and stuff kind
Yeah.
of down or were looked down upon it, but humor, dry humor and dark humor are my favorite things. And it's one of those things that, like, even when I'm having a bad day, like, it gets me through. And so being able to have such a talented cast and having Rachel Sennett and Aya Adebri, like, they are literally a comedy duo that I was blessed enough to be a part of. We still talk to this day. I'm so proud of them. Io, my girl, 3 awards back to back. Like, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
And I thank Emma Seligman for even giving me the opportunity to be a part of something so life changing and so, legendary.
Oh my God, yeah, and what's Nick too, like
Yeah, Nick.
he's
I love it.
he's blowing up now. Like
He's
he did
killing
Bottoms
it.
and the red, white, and royal blue.
Yeah.
He's blowing up from these two films.
Killing it. He's killing it, and he's so talented. Like, I remember we would sit on set with him and like joke with him because he's English, he's from British, so
Well, yeah, yeah,
everything is like different. So we were like arguing because he's like, we don't call that, cookies is biscuit, and I'm like, it's a cookie, Nick. And but it was just so fun being able to learn that, and him being able to teach us stuff that we would have never thought about. Like, him and Io taught me about a London fog, and now I make it every day with my Keurig. You got to look it up. It's a good drink.
yeah. I don't know what
He
that is.
lived on London fogs on set. Like, I know the catering company was so mad at us, but we lived on it, and it was so good. And so I love Nick. I love Miles. I love everybody. Kaya, everybody was just amazing. Like, it was just fun. We all just got to have fun. And then outside of the movie, we would just have fun. Like, we
Oh
walked on the
yes.
street one night. Like, we went to a restaurant. We
Oh yeah.
stuff, but it brought our chemistry together more. So it's like every day we came back on set, we were closer and closer, and it hasn't changed. Like, that's that
Oh
we still got a
wow.
group chat. That's my babies. So
So what scene do you think you had the most fun doing? Like the most fun filming?
oh, that's hard. Can I do two?
Yeah, sure.
So my first scene, I would definitely have to say, was like our introduction scene. The scene where they first walk in, and I'm like, my vagina belongs to the government. It was funny. Of
Yeah.
course, the line was funny, but it was also funny because one thing about Emma that I love is she gave us the opportunity to improv. So there's a bunch of different ways of that scene that you guys haven't seen.
Oh
But it's
really?
funny because we could not get through half of the scene because we would always be saying something and everybody would be like clocking it. Like, it would be so out of pocket, but it would be so funny. And then Marshawn, he's the type, like, he plays things by his own rule book. So like we did a couple with him doing the scene, but then we also let him improv majority
Yeah.
of the movie, which was great. And he just would have us, we would be cracking up because we're like, who says that as a teacher? Like, who says that? So I love that scene. And then of course my second favorite scene is the last one with
Hmm.
the blood and the killing
Hmm.
and stuff like that, because not only did we get to do like a bunch of different stunts that we learned on this big field, but we also like got sprayed and painted with blood every day. We were like icky and slimy, but it kind of brought me back to my childhood where we didn't care about what we felt. We could have dirt on us and be running
Yes.
around and climbing up trees,
Yes.
all types of stuff. So it was just it was a nostalgic moment for me. Like I've never been covered in blood running around, but like just the idea of it was like, this is so fun, not a care in the world. And it was just great. Honestly, the whole movie was fun. But if I had to pick, those would be my favorite too.
Oh, sweet. I love that. And was there any funny or cool stories from this set?
Ooh, we got so we have so many. Oh, that's so hard. I mean, okay, so we're all like, I guess millennial Gen Z kind of, we're all like in that era.
Well,
And
yeah.
one thing we would all do is like TikTok was a must. Every day we had to do at least one TikTok. And eventually it got to a point where like one of the crew people were like, y'all aren't tired of doing TikToks? And I was like, we're never tired of doing it. So those were fun. Those were really fun. And then also like we had like traditions that we created on set. So like Summer, that's my baby. She plays Sylvie. She brought a stuffed monkey, like it was like a stuffed animal monkey that she loved, and we all like took pictures with him. His name was George, and we treated George like he was our kid. Like we had different, like shifts where we would have George for half of the day and like we watch
Nice.
George. He was like sitting in one of our cast chairs. He got a London fog.
He got a London Fog too.
This stuffed monkey, like he was all of our kids. It was like it was just fun. Like we had like child support, courthouse, a bunch of funny. It was just funny. I think being in an area with a bunch of actors, so much can like come up, so many scenarios can be brought up. So like us like doing all these overnight shifts or like overnight sets where we would like film from like 6 to 6 and be up all night. We would be just making up. I think by 3 o'clock we'll be delusional and we'll be like sitting in Jerry Springer's in our cast tent, like making up stuff. And I think that was the fun of it. That's why I say it's so hard, because it was always something new every day. We would just be making up stuff and killing
Oh
time.
my God.
And I loved it, especially because we would have to sit in our tents for a while because New Orleans, like the weather, it can rain a lot. So we would get
Oh,
rained out sometimes. And so we would just be in the tent making up games or reenacting stuff. And I think that was like the fun of it all, because we all got to like understand that we're not alone. Like we
yeah.
all do this. And this is what makes us so talented at what we do. Like I love it. I know I said a
That's
lot.
so funny. That's so funny. Like the stuffed animal George, he should have had a role in the film.
I know. We wanted George to have like an Easter egg where he was like in the back of like every sad scene or every like argument scene, but he was too bright. You could see him. You don't want to pull your focus.
and, uh, and and tell us about, you had a recurring role in another horror show, a television show, Sa- Sacred Sacred Lies.
Mhm.
So how was that like to actually come back for like shoot after shoot instead of just doing like an episode and leaving?
That was amazing. We got to film in British Columbia, so that was my
Oh
first
damn.
time in Canada. It was interesting because I've never been to juvie, but I had to, like study that, because at the end of the day, like there are people that have been there before and you want to make sure that you're being as relatable as possible. So playing
True.
with Cheetah was so amazing to me, because although I've never been in that predicament, I put myself in that mindset of like, how would it feel when I miss my family, things like that. But it was great. Like it was pretty cool. I loved my cast. We're all amazing. That was like one of my first um roles where I was playing part of the LGBTQ
Yeah.
community. Me and Kiana got to kiss. That was cute. It was just fun. It was fun. And it really kind of put me in I experienced a lot of new things and a lot of new risks that I love. But it was also like, it looked like it was just so dramatic and sad the whole time, but it's like, yeah, we're all locked up in jail, but we're gonna
Yeah,
look
yeah.
the best of it. And I think that was one of the things that was like really amazing to me. Also, like I said, it was my first time in Canada. I got to be on a ferry. I got to
Nice.
experience Canada. Like it was a fun experience. And I love series because I feel like it gives you an opportunity to get closer to these amazing people and to these amazing casts. And it's really sad when it's over because you want to cry because you're like, I'm going to miss you guys because we've been living with each other for like 3.5 months.
Oh
So
yeah, exactly.
it was really an amazing opportunity and I loved it and I would do it again over and over again. And this year I'm booking series after series so y'all can see me season after season.
Okay, okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes, it was like a horror version of something like Orange is the New Black or Oz or
Exactly.
something like that.
It's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. That was actually one of the series I watched when I was studying like being in
Oh,
juvie.
for the Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was of age. I was like, I was old enough. And my mom was like, fine. So I got to watch that. Another thing I got to watch was it was what is it called? It's when they take the kids to prison to like scare them.
Oh yeah, Scared Straight,
Yeah,
right?
scare
Yeah,
straight.
yeah.
Like all of
Mhm.
those. I was like, I got it because I'm a big like research person. And although scare straight isn't technically all the way correct, with how Joe really is, I just had to watch it and see the feel of like what a kid would be going into, you know, a juvenile detention facility. Cause it's about the same. It's just kind of they're still kids. So of
Yeah.
course correctional officers and stuff have to be they're kids.
Oh yeah, of course.
Exactly. So it was just great being able to research for that and then finally getting in there. We filmed at an actual older juvenile facility that
Oh
wasn't
wow.
running anymore. So our sets were pretty much the whole time we were in a real jail and it was fun. It was really fun.
Oh.
It was actually nice. They dressed it up. It wasn't like it wasn't scary. We didn't get no horror stories or anything like that. So it was just being in the atmosphere every day.
So like you didn't see any ghosts walking
I,
around the set, right?
I
Okay.
wasn't looking, but I'm glad I didn't find it. We were riding scooters around set, like kids, and I loved it.
And like one of recent the recent roles you did, you're in sports like a sports television show, Swagger, and are you a ba basketball fan at all?
No, not at all. So I grew up. My dad's side of the family is all sports, and
Okay.
although I felt like I should know more about sports, I was the kid that at the games I would be at the playground acting out something with my friends, like we playing like ice cream shop or something. Like I'm so serious. Like I never paid attention to sports like I should have. I think I'm
Oh,
getting a little better the older I get. Um,
yeah.
but no, I'm not necessarily a basketball fan. Will I watch basketball? Yes. I used to during the halftime shows of like the Hawks and Falcons game, I was on a dance team. We used to dance
Oh,
during halftime
nice.
shows, but like once the game was going and we were done dancing, I was
Yeah.
like, let's just stand eating popcorn. So no, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I hear you're a big fan of the Sims games. Like
Sorry. I love Sims.
so would you like it like I mean there's like so many games that were made at that, the Sims. Like do you have like one that you love the most?
Yes. So Sims has expansion packs. I just bought one last night. It's the rent expansion pack where you get to like rent out apartments and be a landlord and stuff. But I like when Sims added high school years and university because I could like relive my high school years and university years. I was in college for like I went to an actual college for like 6 months and then COVID happened and then I finished the rest
Oh
online. So reenacting those like lives that I didn't get to do, like having my
yeah.
friends go to like college parties and do a keg stand and all these like
Yeah,
extra stuff.
definitely.
It's just fun. And I like that Sims has an option where you can like download custom content and like cheat codes and stuff like every other video game. So I like will be like creating a whole bunch of different worlds. And I guess that's like my creative mind flowing because then I get to act out a whole bunch of stuff. Like my Sims could go rob a bank and be a veterinarian during the daytime. It's really fun. You get to control the whole world. So my favorite expansion pack, I would say, is the high school years. and the
Okay.
university expansion pack. But I think I'm starting to like city living and the rent expansion pack a little bit better because I get to be like a landlord, but I also get to like rent out stuff and I get to like pay bills and like do stuff that I do in real life, but for some more reason it's more fun on Sims.
Now, are you a good landlord, a fair one, or like one of the bad ones?
I started off good and I was like, this is boring. I've been testing out the waters for the landlord stuff, but also like I'm not really a good landlord because I'm not taking care of my property like I should. Like one of my tenants was complaining about mold, and I'm like, how do you have mold in there? You got to clean your house, and they're like, that's your job. That's not leaking water. So I'm working on it. I will probably never be a good landlord in person, but I'm working on it for Sims.
Oh my God, that's funny. So 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 like what do you when you're not acting or playing Sims, like what do you like doing during your free time?
I love traveling. So that's one thing. Like if I can get on the road and do a road trip, I would do it with no questions asked. But I also have been very interested in like trying new foods and restaurants. So like I'm
Oh,
on TikTok
nice.
and I'm like
Nice.
looking up different like restaurants and places to go just have fun and like have drinks and chill out. And so I've been really into that. And I'm the type of person where like I will make a vlog and it'll be in my phone and I will never upload it. But I'm like talking to the camera the whole time, like they have this and this. So I've been really into like showcasing and like touring places and trying new food and stuff. I'm also a shopaholic. I'm working on it. But I'm the type of person like I find every excuse to get new outfits. Like even for Mardi Gras, I just got a whole cart and I just bought it and I was like,
Nice.
I'm wearing all these outfits. But I love to shop. I like to window shop. I love to shop. I just like getting into new things. I'm the type of person where I'm open to trying a lot of things. Like I've also found a love for like crocheting, so I'm looking into learning how to crochet because I
Oh,
think
okay.
that would be really cool. So yeah. Oh, and interior designing. I've been getting into that,
Whoa.
and that's another thing I think Sims kind of helped me on because I literally change my house every 3 weeks. I'm like, I need to move this table over here. I need to put something. So I've been into that too. I got a list of things I'm into. We
I
can talk
see
about
that,
it.
yeah. Well, hey, at least you can actually say like some people that like shopping a lot. They're like, nah, I don't shop a lot. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what you're talking about. Like at least you know.
I can shop all day. Sometimes my best friend is like, I'm like, girl, let's hang out today. She's like, are we hanging out or are we shopping? Because my shopping will be from like 12 p.m. to when the stores close. And she's like, girl, we've been in these stores all day. And I'm like, I'm not done. I'm gonna go home and go online shopping.
Oh my God.
I'm working on it.
And I'm a big fan of food too. Like what kind of food do you love to eat the most?
Ooh. Are we talking like okay, well, I love chicken. So like
Okay.
anything lemon pepper, but I
Ooh.
also love Mexican food. Like nachos
Oh
are my
yeah.
and I will eat the whole plate because you know if you go to like a traditional Mexican restaurant, the plates are huge.
They
I will
are,
eat
I
that
know.
whole plate. So I
Yeah.
really love that. And I've been into s'mores lately.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I found this TikTok where you can make like a s'mores, like a s'mores dip, where you
Hmm.
put like the chocolate on the bottom, then the marshmallows, you put it in the oven, and then instead of making the sandwich, you just dip the graham cracker. So that's like been my guilty
Ooh.
pleasure that I've been like eating like crazy. I need to slow down. But yeah, and I'm really not a sweets person. So for me to be into that, it really kind of shocked me. I like salty like chips and stuff like that. So
Yeah, no, yeah, same. Like I need to start putting down the bags.
yeah.
Once I
Hey,
open up a bag of chips, then I keep going and going and going. Then eventually my hand is the only thing that's in the bag.
exactly. You can never just that's why I don't try to buy like the box chips anymore because I will eat all of the good bags and leave everybody else with the rest. And then if it's to a day where like I have no chips, I will eat the ones that I left in there and it's like nothing there. So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And what about songs? Like, what kind of music is on your playlist?
Ooh, let's see. because my playlist is all over the place. I have been into neo soul lately, so it's kind of like the R&B. But when I say my playlist is everywhere, I have things from like Megan Thee Stallion to
Yeah.
Willow Smith to Dua Lipa to all types of people. Like, oh, I've been, you know the song Tennessee Whiskey?
Yeah,
I've been
yeah, yeah.
playing that nonstop. I don't know why. I feel like it's like the old soul in me, and I've been loving it. But like, I honestly cannot pick a genre because I will hear a song and just add it to. I have a playlist that's called New Me, and it's like
Oh.
all my new music and that I'm into or that I'm vibing with at the time. And I've never been the person that's like I only like R&B. Like I like country music, pop, gospel, whatever. Like if I find a song that I'm vibing with, I'm a vibe with it. I don't and I that's the thing that I love because music is always one of the things that are kind of like my decompression type of thing when I'm cleaning, cooking, if I'm trying to like calm nerves from like an audition or a performance or something, like music is my go-to. So I can't really
Wow.
give you too many, but I like all types of music.
And you know, if you were out with friends or people from the cast having a drink or two, what would be your go-to karaoke song?
Ooh. Okay. Nicki Minaj moment for life. Only
All
because
right.
for a long period of time in middle school, I was dedicated to getting that rap down word for word, and I did it. And I never got the opportunity to showcase how hard I worked on that rap. So if I get the opportunity at a karaoke bar, oh, I'm doing it. And
Oh,
I'm going all out. Like I'm gonna be Nicki on that stage. So that's definitely a go-to that like popped up in my head. And it's probably more, but that was definitely one that like I was like at somebody's birthday party, I'm gonna rap this song if we have a
all
time.
right.
I never got the opportunity. So yeah.
Well, you know, you you're definitely gonna do it.
Thank
I
you.
can I can feel it. Like you just said it. You're putting it out there. I could
I'm
definitely
speaking
feel
it
you're
into
gonna
existence.
sing.
Yeah. Yeah. Put it in the universe.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a big horror fan, as you could see, and
I love it. Look, I've been staring at Chucky the whole time. I was like, if his head moves,
if his
yeah,
head
I'm
moves, this
over it.
interview's over. I'm out
It's
of
over
here.
with. I love it though. I love horror. I really do.
What are some horror films you like?
Insidious is a classic.
Nice.
I rewatched all of the Paranormal Activities now that I'm older because I was actually really scared of Paranormal Activity when I was a
Oh,
kid.
okay.
So I rewatched it, and I just think watching how much it improved over the years and over the
Yeah.
movies, I
Yeah,
really
definitely did.
loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I used to be scared of Chucky too. Now I love dolls, but I didn't like dolls that talked. So like Chucky and like even the tickle me ammo like scared the dog out of me. But as I got older, I rewatched a lot of the scary movies that I was scared of, and Chucky is funny. Like
He
he is
is, yeah.
hilarious. I was cracking up on that movie, and I love Saw. I love
Nice.
Saw. I love Saw. So yeah, and Halloween. I mean, Halloween is a classic. I feel like everybody likes Halloween, but
Oh, yeah.
I want to watch the more latest Halloweens. I haven't got to see those yet. So
Oh, the ones where Jamie Lee Curtis is back in it.
yeah, where
Yeah.
she's older. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
They're good.
They the last one I didn't like because
Okay.
I mean I don't want to give like a lot away, but they kind of made Michael Myers like a pushover, like he was weak. Like
Oh yeah, no.
they had like this one dude that was trying to be like a version of Michael, and he just beats him in like a minute and steals his mask, and then Jamie Lee Curtis easily beats him. And I didn't like how they treated Michael in that. Like I
I
only watched it
understand.
once, and I won't again.
I understand. I'm gonna watch them, but I understand because Michael is a goat. Y'all can't play in
Yeah.
Michael's face like that. Y'all can't do him like that. So I get it.
And is there anything coming up next for you? Do you want to plug like anything you're working on?
Yes, I actually have two things. So a couple of like I think like a year or two ago, I did a movie called Uglies with
Okay.
Joey King and Brianne Tuju and Keith Powers and Chase Stokes and the amazing cast. And that's supposed to come out. It was a movie we did with Netflix. We don't have a set date yet, but it will be coming out. And guys, look out for that. It's based off of a book by Scott Westerfeld, which is basically he did a series of books, and Uglies was basically a book that was showcasing like in a futuristic world where you have to go through cosmetic surgery to look presentable to the world and to
Oh
society.
my
And
God.
I think it has a really good message at the end of it. So be looking out for that. It's a trilogy series.
Oh, okay.
And then I was blessed enough to do a movie recently with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. And it's
Whoa.
called You're Cordially Invited. I'm not going to give away too much. It's supposed to come out this year. But it's a movie based off of two weddings were booked on the same day, and it's two completely different families. And I'm part of the family that Will Ferrell is part of. So you can
Oh,
imagine the
okay.
chaos and the comedy that comes with it. But it was a really funny movie. I really enjoyed filming that movie. I loved it. Reese and Will are amazing and they're
Nice.
legends. And
Oh,
we got to
definitely.
have a lot of good conversations and they gave us some good advice when getting into the industry and, keeping that longevity of being yourself. And Will is just hilarious. Everything was a joke on that set and I loved it. But it was really fun. We got to film it here in Atlanta. So it was really dope. I loved it. Like we
Eh,
filmed half of the movie on a resort, and I was like living.
Really?
I was living my life. It's Lake. I always I bet I butcher this word, but it's either Lake Okanoi or Lake Akani, something like that. But it's like an hour away, like in North Georgia. But it was a really nice resort. It was on like the Ritz Carlton. It was really nice, and I was living for it. So we got to film that. And that should be out. It's called You're Cordially Invited again. I hope I said the name right. But yeah.
I just saw Reese. She was on like a award show, and her son was with her. Her son looks just like Ryan. It's crazy.
Yeah, literally.
He looks
That's
like
another thing. We got to meet their kids. They brought them on set. Will's son is so tall. Like one of his oldest, he's literally and Will's tall. I didn't realize I
yeah.
knew Will was tall, but I didn't realize how tall he was. But I'm also just really short. So everybody looks like a skyscraper to me. But yeah, their kids are amazing. We got to meet all of them. They came on set. It was just a really fun experience. Like being able to film something with people that you grew up watching is always a blessing to me. And I'm
Yeah.
always so grateful. And it still doesn't feel real until I see us on the big screen
Well,
together.
yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh, I did that. Like I did it. And I'm never the type to get starstruck because I always see them as like we're coworkers in this, but it's
Yes.
like, it was just amazing, especially seeing how Will and Reese work.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
so talented. Like to be able to crack jokes and then just go straight. Like I'm like, whoa, I
How did you
need
do
to
that?
catch my breath. Like, what? But it was amazing. It was amazing. So look out for those two uglies, and you're cordially invited. We just started the year, so hopefully some more. Guess y'all gotta follow your girl on Instagram so you can get the deets.
Of course. And where could they follow you at?
Zamani Wilder. It's just my name. ZAMANIWILDER. You'll if you just put in ZAM, you'll see me. But yeah, that's where you can follow me. I'm mostly I'm more on Instagram more than anything, but I
Okay.
also have like I have a Facebook fan page and I have YouTube and things like that and a TikTok. My
And a
TikTok is
TikTok.
like my personal life. So if you want to see me like going to try new food, go to my TikTok or playing and dressing up with my pit bull, go on my TikTok. But if you want to see, what I have coming up next and like my business and things like that, Instagram is definitely my go-to for you guys to follow me on.
Oh man, this has been so much fun. Like you're really awesome. Like thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I enjoyed this. Giving me a little kiki for today. I appreciate it. No, this was a really good conversation. And thank you again for giving me the opportunity to talk to you
Oh
and
my God,
interview with
yes.
you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much again. Like I said, it's been so much fun. You're funny. You're very outgoing, and it's just been fun. Like you're an awesome person.
Thank you. So are you. And I love your collection back there. I'm still looking at it. Look, I'm still looking at Chucky, but we're gonna figure it out. But
Okay.
yeah,
Well, have a really good weekend.
thank you, you too.
Okay.